All right, welcome back. We continue. Bob Pompeani, Gene Collier. We always want your opinions at 412-575-2600. That's the number to call. And we go back to the hotline. We begin this segment with Dave in Indiana. Or, I'm sorry, Bob in Indiana. What's up, Bob? How you doing?
Thanks for taking my call, gentlemen. You know the old saying, one person doesn't make a team, but two people can make a big difference. And I agree with you, Bob, that Gong and Marte not playing, we will be talking completely different about what's going on right now. And the other thing, John Steigerwald used to say back in the late 70s about not getting management to get players, and just by voicing your opinion, just don't go to the game, like the fellow was saying earlier. You don't pay the ticket price, they're going to lose money, they're going to have to figure out how to turn around, and bobbleheads won't do it this time.
No, I've always said you can put as many promotional items out there as you want. The biggest thing that sells is winning. It becomes an event. People go to events. They don't even know why they're at events sometimes, but, Gene, they go to events. And if it's a big event, they're going to show up, and they're going to pay money overpriced to get there. But by this, I mean, you can have as many promotional items as you want. It won't make a difference, in my opinion.
Well, that's why I say I'd be surprised if both McCutcheon and Cole were moved. In fact, I'd be surprised if either was moved. If those guys were not here, who would you sell tickets on? Starling Marte?
Well, again, you know what a lot of people out there like to believe? They're going to get some prospects, and those prospects are going to be here. The problem with prospects, and we've seen this now, Tyler Glasnow was supposed to be this can't-miss guy who comes up. Well, he's missed a lot since he's been up. He has to go back down. He dominates AAA, has not done that on a regular basis. Look at all these guys. Nick Kingham was a guy who was supposed to be here. Tyone's the closest one that's lived up to it so far, but that could change too.
Sure. For that matter, look at Polanco and Marte.
Right, and this is why when those people out there say we can never trade prospects, yes, you can.
Sure you can.
Because how many of the top 10 prospects will turn out to be what you think they are? The answer is probably 3, if you're lucky, right?
Right.
And it just so therefore you want to acquire some bona fide people. Sometimes you got to give up the prospects, and they seem not willing to do that. Let's go to Bob in the Slopes. So, Bob, how you doing?
Fine, guys. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Happy holidays.
You too.
I got a question on Starling Marte. Does he get compensated for playing at the minor league level?
No.
And also, when he comes back, would you put him up at the top of the order, or do you think it's time to move Mercer up here since he's having a good year?
What do you think, Gene?
I don't know what I'd do with Marte. I would, I'd have to see him first, but I really don't like him as a leadoff hitter. He swings with too many bad pitches. In the middle of the lineup, I like him better there. But frankly, I don't like him. I think he's a really overrated player.
Well, I think people expect him to hit more for power, and I don't think he's going to hit more for power. He's a good gap-to-gap kind of guy, and I think he's a good player, good defensive player, no doubt. But I don't know what the expectations that people have. I agree with you. What do they think he's going to provide?
He's a good defensive player, and there's no denying it because he's won 2 Gold Gloves. But last year he led the National League in outfield assists with 17. He was the first player to do that since Dave Parker. And when Dave Parker did it, he had 26. That's a little different. He's not Dave Parker.
No, Parker, I think people forget how good he was out there with the arm and everything. Let's go to Dave in Lower Borough. Hey, Dave, how you doing? Welcome to the Sports Call.
Good. How are you guys doing tonight? Happy early 4th.
You too.
A quick question for you is I believe the Penguins should absolutely go after Duchesne. If you look at who he's played for over the last 6 years, Colorado, I think he's averaged about 3/4 of a point a game. I think you could put him on the wing. I think he could play, third center. I know that's paying a lot of money for a center, but I think he's about the best option out there. And I just wanted your guys' opinions.
I don't think that's going to get done for one big reason. I think the asking price involved. I think they want Ole Mata, Daniel Sprong, and a #1 pick or more. And I really like Daniel Sprong, and I think he's one of those guys who's going to really, in the next year or two, blossom into the kind of goal scorer that maybe Matt Duchesne has been. I also don't think Duchesne wants to be a third line playing behind all these. He could play wing, yes, maybe, with these guys, but I think right now I'd be looking for another option there. I think he's just too high priced, and the price in return would cost too much to get him.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I agree with the caller. There's a lot you could do with him, but I don't want to give up what's been reported anyway.
Right. Would you? I mean, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
And for some reason, I know people are sour on Ole Mata. 22 going to be 23. Fundamentally, I still think pretty sound. And if you do trade him, now you're going to have to be looking for another defenseman somewhere, right?
The only thing that people, the people are down on Ole Matta because he does not look as fast as he is, and he does not look as fast as some other defensemen. But he is a good player, in my view. They won 2 Stanley Cups with him back there, by the way.
Well, we're due for a break. We'll take it right now. Come back with more Pittsburgh CW. The Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by the Allegheny Health Network and by #1 Cochrane. Go one better.